turn off my. Yes.
That's a
very
great
professional
way to start the show here.
Would you rather have that or somebody call me in the middle of the?
I would rather you take care of that prior.
Yeah,
to
me too.
record.
I just forgot. Are you enjoying my chai scented candles that I have in the house now?
I enjoy the fact that it randomly started smelling like that, just randomly, just randomly. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right.
Oh, you sound so excited about today.
Yeah, we got a talker. We got a.
Oh, that's why you're excited. 'Cause you don't have to say anything. Today.
Yeah, I get to sit here quietly in my corner.
Nice. As he said, we do have a guest today. She is an actress who is joining us on the table here today. I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Sable Selena.
A little closer to the mic, please.
I knew he was going to say that.
Hi.
There we go.
Oh, am I good?
I got you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sable Selena. What else do you want me to say?
I mean, what do you do? Who are you?
Who am I? I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, every day.
It's such an actor answer.
No, not at all. I mean, if we want to talk about me being the same person as 1 year ago, no. I think I change a little bit every day. And it depends on my mood.
Okay, so let's rewind a little bit then. So you're an actress, right?
Yeah.
When did you want to become an actress?
I would say since I was like really little, but I went through this like really rebellious stage in my teens where I decided I wasn't going to do anything like that, and it wasn't fathomable. Is that
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. It sounded weird.
You're fine. You're good.
Right. And so I just like pushed it back and completely rebelled against myself for like the longest time, and then finally in my 20s, I was watching something, I want to say it was with Tom Hardy, and I was just like, man, I could do that. Like, I can really make someone feel me, like feel my presence through the screen. And I'm like, I've always wanted to do that. I need to do this. So like, I prayed about it for like a whole year. And, you know, it just like, it kept coming up. And then finally I prayed enough, and I feel like God was like literally like smacked me in the face with it. And I called, I started some classes at like College of DuPage, if you guys are familiar with that. And so I got into it from that. And
did you notice that man like going like this the whole entire time?
Yeah, I did actually.
He's trying to imply that because I'm assuming.
I'm not implying anything.
I'm under the assumption you're a big church person or church believer, Jesus believer.
Not big, but probably you believe in.
Oh yeah, I mean, like my definition of God is probably different than most.
What's your definition of God? If you don't mind sharing with us.
I don't really have a set definition. I don't keep.
Can God be a woman?
Yeah,
okay. You're in the unique space.
Not necessarily. See, to me, God isn't a gender. Like, I don't understand why people put gender on God, because God is God. He's created gender. You know what I mean? And you know what? Honestly, I find myself even like with the he, like for a moment, it bothered me. Like, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I went through this phase where I'm like, God isn't a he, God's a God. You know,
right? Okay.
That's just my opinion. Like, you know, people get so offended when I talk about this. But what I want to say about that is just that to me, God is universal and loving, and so people like to make God meet their agenda. And I'm not for that. I think that, you know, God meets you at a point where you need to be, but also all-knowing, all-accepting, always there. And so I don't think a lot of people.
I like it.
Well, you're better than me because I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in any of it.
Yeah, you
so
people I'll give
myself
I really don't believe that though.
I'll give myself that, I guess.
Yeah,
sure. I'll give myself the sad trombone.
I don't believe that you're an atheist.
You don't think so?
No, not at all.
Okay, we'll get into that conversation in a little bit. We probably will. I love where that's going. I should probably write that down, but I'm not going to. I'm going to remember. So a few years ago, you started getting involved in the acting thing?
Oh yeah, this is like my 7th year.
And how old are you now? You don't mind. I'm not supposed to ask a woman that. I'm sorry.
Well, okay,
so
I'm gonna go with my
20s.
What's wrong with you?
I'm gonna go with my standard. How old do you think I am?
I would ballpark you probably in your early to mid 20s.
Guess an age.
24.
Okay.
I would have guessed, 23.
Okay, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just turned 31
You know
on
what? She
April
doesn't
8th.
act
Folder.
it. She doesn't act it.
Sure. Yeah, I agree. She's
that's
very
right.
bubbly,
Yeah.
very energetic. I like it. I like the energy.
What am I supposed to act like? Oh, my knee hurts.
Again,
like,
we've had that.
Yeah,
you
We've had
that's
that.
like-
a
You know what?
couple
Those
times.
type of people kill me. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, it
I'm
kills us
30.
too.
My neck hurts. My knee hurts. Like, okay, if you keep telling yourself in your 30s, your bones are going to start hurting and whatever, you know what? Then, okay, well, good luck. Because by the time you're 50, you're going to feel like you're 80.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. You just poked the bear over here.
Who's the bear?
I actually have I'm the bear. I wake up like that, right? Because I actually have a lot of pain in my life right now. I mean, I played a lot of sports in my life. You know, I have a lot of miles. This body odometer has rolled over a couple fucking times.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a Toyota engine, so it lasts forever, but you know, everything else kind of wears out. The suspension's kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? The steering doesn't go straight.
Get a tune-up.
I wish I could just
What is
unscrew
it?
a part and
Spark
put a new one.
plugs. You can.
New knee.
You know what?
New
Just
hip.
get a new
Let's
knee,
talk
right?
about
New
let's
hip.
talk
You
about
gonna have them
eating
on Amazon?
habits. Let's talk about water. Come on, man. Like, let's go. Water, eating habits. Are you taking vitamins every
Is
day?
Coca-Cola, is
Not
Coca-Cola
vaping.
part of it?
No, but I mean, you can still okay, so what I do is like 50% good, 50% bad.
Oh, I do a lot of
So-
bad.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
pizza and
just
cherry Coke.
balance it out. Are we allowed to cuss?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Fuck.
Yes. fuck it. What the fuck?
Motherfuck yeah.
Fuckity fuck fuck.
There
Like
we go.
shit.
Fuck it. Just fucking let it go. Okay, we get sidetracked so fucking easily. It's ridiculous. Back to the acting. So you took a couple classes at DuPage?
College of DuPage.
College of
I
DuPage?
took 2, and then I just realized I needed something more.
Okay. Where'd you go after that? Did you go anywhere else?
I went to Acting Studio Chicago.
Okay. A lot of people go there. What was
Yeah.
your experience there?
It was,
That's not good. It took too long to answer that question.
it was fine, but to me, like, I started out by the reason I found them was because it's a shirt leaf, or however you pronounce it. I don't remember at this point. That was so long ago. But I started with that, and the first instructor, like, it wasn't anything that we didn't already know, and she wasn't giving real critiques. It was like, that was good, and I'm like, okay, like, but like, what do you feel about it?
Right.
It was good. Like,
Don't change anything.
You're,
I'm like-
you're a star.
I'm like, bitch, no, because I just seen that and no. And some of these people were like literally like, reading
Reading
off.
from-
I'm
reading
like,
off the
come on,
page kind of shit.
give them feedback. That's why they're here. They want to learn. They want to know, right? So I did. I went through with their on-camera class, and really what they want you to do, they got you stuck in the system. Okay, I'm sorry if you're watching, but this is how I feel about most of those schools. But they got you stuck in the system of, okay, well, this is 8 weeks. That's $500, and you maybe get 20 minutes with a teacher for a 3-hour class.
Yeah, it's
okay.
kind of a weird.
And then not only that, like, you have another 8 week. So by the time you finish their whole course, it's 5 years. Like, like, not really, but,
Sure,
I'm just like,
yeah.
it's just this insane amount because they only do 1 day a week on those 8-week courses, and you can't take them both at the same time.
Right.
And for whatever reason, they wouldn't let me audition to get into the higher levels, even though they said they would. And I'm like, I'm not going to be stuck in this trap. So I decided to like start looking into conservatories, and I'm like, man, I really want to do a conservatory. But realistically, money-wise, can do it. And I also have a son. So I'm like, can't do that because I need to go to New York or I need to go to LA, and I can't do it.
Right.
So I kept looking and again, to me, everything is God and everything is all in its own timing. So I found Gately Pool, and they're out of DeKalb, and they do intensive. So what they would do is like a 3-week intensive, and you're staying out there for 3 weeks, and you're pretty much almost 10 to 12 hours a day for those 3 weeks. And you're learning movement, you're doing warm up, you're doing voice, on camera, theater, and on top of that, you're doing rehearsal. So it's just like you go from like, the basic down low to like, boom. And then you do their second level, and you're like, you think it's going to be like, oh, maybe you're going to be here. No, you're like, and you're thrown in. Like,
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I've never done something like that. I've usually taken just, classes here and there.
Makes
And
more sense.
Yeah. I mean,
It's just once a week. You forget what you fucking learned the last week.
Well, you know what? I'm a believer. It depends on the person, right? If you're just gonna take it once a week and you're not gonna look at it throughout the week, then you're doing yourself an injustice.
no
You know what I'm saying? You're
dedication.
not putting any work into it. You know what I'm saying? The point is to give you an assignment and to work on it throughout the week, not to wait till the night before to try to cram it in your head.
That sounds like something I would do.
I would have done that too.
I mean, everybody does to their own extent, right? Like, and it depends on how busy I get. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, if I do cram it in my head with that little 20 minutes, I'm going to give you my all.
Well, I mean, that's what cold reads are, basically. I mean, if you got to do a cold read, you got to do a cold read.
Your hair's off.
Is it?
No,
Just kidding. Just kidding. I can't believe she fell for it.
I'm gullible. I really am.
So I took a couple classes here in the city, a couple different places. I enjoyed it. And I got a little more criticism than what I guess you experienced, which helped out a lot. Obviously, it depends on the teacher.
Where'd you go?
I went to, the first place I went to was the Chicago Actor Studio, which was
some funny stuff about that place.
Oh man. You know, it's funny. I wish
but it's
we had.
a learning experience.
I wish we had good stories about it. You know, I really do. I really, really wish we did. I mean, it's not all bad. It wasn't all bad. I learned. It all depends on who's teaching you at the time. You know, like I had Lord, and he was a guest here not too long ago. He was a really helpful instructor when I started. You know, he was really big on movement and stuff like that, which is really important, and voice and everything. And all that kind of jazz. Overall, I wasn't too impressed with the studio, but I mean, it was affordable at the time, and it was my first time ever trying to really look into it. So
I don't knock anybody that's ever taken a class there, but it's just funny, like the stories that you hear about it, and I'm like, man, that's an experience.
It's messed up. It's consistent though. If it was, it'd be weird. Like if it was like, okay, 1 out of every 10 people said it, but if it's the opposite, like 9 out of every 10 people have a funny story about it. It's kind of odd.
I did my research, and so on that one, I just read so many things that I was like, oh man.
But it's the most affordable.
No, right.
Like if you're starting out, you almost have to go there,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say don't go there, right? Because I mean, if you do just want to, save some money and actually like see if you want to do this, that's not a bad idea. But at the same time, I think at some point you have to move on. Like you have to move on from there. Like you can't just stay there, because you kind of end up in a circle. And I encourage people to go different places, because every teacher is different. Every school teaches different things. Like I've gone there. I've gone to Black Box. I've gone there. That's more of a theater thing. I went to Green Room. I went to Vagabond. I picked up things from everyone.
Yeah.
And that, I think the more you watch, the more you learn and listen, the more you pick up.
Oh, yeah. And it's all about different experiences. I mean, even being on set, you'll meet people that'll teach you just a little bit something, and you're like,
Are you opposed to being background?
No, never.
I think you always should be background. Or if you really want to get into acting, go do background. I'll tell you why. Give you my reason why. And then you tell me if you disagree with me.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to love watching behind the scenes stuff. What's up? You good?
Oh, I was just like, why does your microphone get to move and mine's all like
you can move it. You're just move it around. Just move the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know, that's not fair.
Just move the whole thing.
I just seen you moving it, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that.
So when I lost my train of thought. Where was
Sorry.
I hope she just grabs it, moves it, and just smashes it right in your face.
Background.
Yeah, background.
So yeah, working at, when you go to background, I mean, when I was a kid, I used to love watching behind the scenes stuff, because that's stuff you don't see.
So
right?
You're a nerd.
I was a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm a big kind of research kind of dude, kind of weirdo.
Except for about actors too.
I thought she said Viagra for a second.
Oh, what?
I don't know what. What? What are you talking about?
Where are you trying to take the conversation? You heard what you wanted to hear.
Whatever. I'm just saying. Anyways, I used to watch a lot of behind the scenes stuff, right? Because that's a different view.
Oh yeah.
Right. It's a whole different experience. So if you can't just walk onto a fucking set and watch actors do what they do, right? Because this is a closed set. You can't do that, right? So like, how do you get to see it, right? And if you're a beginner, sure, you can. But it's even to get into a Chicago PD to be a PA is kind of a hard thing. Like you just got
to know someone.
Right, you got to know someone.
What it is, yeah.
So fucking, how do you get to watch actors act? If you really want to see it kind of in front of you, go do background, because at least you can see what they're doing. Yeah, you're supposed to be doing your part, but you can see what goes on. You can kind of get a gist of, okay, cool. This is how real acting kind of works. That was my experience when I went to do background. That's why I wanted to do it.
But I think that, sometimes people get caught up in the mix of doing background, and then they don't realize what real acting is.
Correct. I agree.
Because I feel like, I can't really say, like, out of my 7 years, I've only done extra like 3 or 4 times. And maybe that's restricting in its own way, but I just, you sit there and you know, if they don't call you out, I don't know. I mean, you get to network.
No, I agree with
You get to network with people and whatnot, and it's decent money. And if I have the time, yeah, I'll do it. But I'm definitely not going to be treated like I'm not shit.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you 100%. You shouldn't get suckered and stuck into that position. If you want to act, go act.
And speaking of time, it must be a little bit harder with a kid, right?
No, I mean, he's old now. Not really old, but like he's old.
How old is your kid?
How old do you think? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, you're 30. Wait,
he's 5.
I don't have kids at all. So I mean, to me,
that's what I'm saying. When you have gigs or whatever, you can just go.
Make sure you eat.
It's a little bit harder.
Make sure you eat and lock the door.
Yeah. We've gotten to this point in life where, like I said, yeah, he's older, but like before it was a little bit harder. But I had my son at 16, so he's 14 now.
Whoa, you are you've been a mommy for. So you have what, like a 17-year-old, 16-year-old, something like that?
She just said 14.
16. Sorry, I'm my bad. 14, my bad. I'm sorry. Math is not my strong suit.
I just said 14 though. Like 1-4 came out my mouth.
It's been a long day. I'm a little tired. Leave me alone. Okay, thank you. Now I understand. Let me write that down. Just in case I'll probably forget in a little bit. Yeah, that's this is what scares me about having kids now. Like
Dude, you're mid-30s. Come on.
How old are you? Hold on, you guys got to know my age, and I don't know, like, how old are you and how old are you?
I'm not saying. I don't care.
How old are you, John?
Excuse me? I will take that phone, and I will figure it out.
John, how old are you?
I got a lock on it. I don't
John,
know.
how old are you?
I don't know how that's going to
John,
how old are you? How old am I? 38.
38.
All right.
How old do I look?
I would say like 32.
Really? I'll take it.
I definitely didn't think you were 38. I thought you were like 28. I mean, the hat, like, I can't see you fully.
And you never will. So, there you go.
The hat doesn't make you age, I guess. I don't know how to word that.
I guess.
I'm 36.
Okay. Yeah.
So, so my biggest fear now is like, I'm gonna have a kid now, and I'm gonna be in a
Hispanic genes.
That's all that arroz con habichuela is what that is right there. They should do the opposite, right? Eating a lot of arroz, habichuela, and chuleta frita should fucking be the opposite. We should have aged horribly.
The chuletas.
No, that's where the stomach comes from, honey.
Good point. But then again, I've always said this. Like, I think out of a lot of our friends and people we grew up with, me and him have aged beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh yes, because I mean, a lot.
Now I hope none of our friends listen to this.
I don't care if they
I mean, the truth is the truth.
If you think you're beautiful, think you're beautiful. But like, my thing is, again, beauty's in the eye. What is it? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Yeah. Sure. But if I look back at people that I went to grammar school with, because Facebook kind of reveals everything, right? Because now you can really look back. I'm like, damn, not to toot my own horn, but I've aged pretty well.
You know what? I feel the same way, and it, like, even compared to like some family members and.
Damn, she's roasting.
You want me to that out a little bit there?
No, we're good. Okay, we're good. No, but I just mean, I'm like, damn, like, I like
which family members would that be?
I don't know. They're distant family members.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the schooling. So you took a couple classes. You did some background first?
No, actually, one of my first. Yeah, I did.
Indie film or something, or
no? It was actually an industrial. It was like for sexual awareness advocacy on sexual abuse. I just said that completely wrong, but you get me. Yeah, gotcha. But yeah, so I played a nurse. But my audition was for a girl that had been sexually assaulted, and so I had to like cry, and it was like my first cold read. They just like gave me a script. I had no idea what the hell I was doing. They put me in front of all these like, panel of people, and they're like, all right, let's go. And I'm like, okay.
Shitting bricks, but
no, I'm like,
nailed it.
I'm sure like I was like perspiring at some point, but like they couldn't tell. And they're like, wow, yeah, it was between me and one other girl. So then they gave me a role of a nurse for like 6 of the
right on.
Like mini episode thingies. Yeah.
Wow. So right off the bat, that's pretty good.
And I'm like, I knew I was destined for this.
I'm a star. I'm good at this. I'm so good. Like, I don't need to study anymore. Yeah. What are you talking about? Study? What the fuck? So you had a small gig there. Mm-hmm. Did you get an agency? Did you get signed with anybody?
No. Oh my God. It took me no, I am.
Who you signed with?
A couple.
Couple? Wow. You can do a couple? I can barely
I mean,
deal with
unless I'm exclusive.
Who you with?
No, I'm with, I just signed with Canon X.
I'm with you.
Okay. Okay. I just signed with them,
We're
but
buddies.
Coworkers.
Yeah, we're coworkers with Robert Downey Jr. too, because part of
Yeah.
Zag. Why do I keep saying Zag? I keep saying
I don't
Zag
know.
and not Sag. Continue.
so I just signed with them. I'm on with Page Talent Group Incorporated.
Holy crap.
And Firestarter. I just signed with them at the beginning of the year.
This is the second time I've heard Firestarter.
Dude, go with them.
I don't see. Here's the thing. My life is a little too.
You know what? If you keep saying that, it's
It's
just going to
always
be
gonna be
another
like-
excuse. It's another
She's got
excuse.
a kid and she's doing it.
Just do it.
Come on.
Do it.
Do it.
it.
What was that movie? There's somebody was some cartoon character.
Whoa.
No, do the roar.
Do
Do
it.
the roar. Do the roar. Yeah. Do it. Tell them to do it, daddy.
Oh god.
Actually, don't do it because you come here for auditions and I got to help you. I don't got the time.
What do you mean you have to? Yes.
I don't have the time.
Yes, you screw you.
Don't do it.
Between doing an audition or going to the gym.
That's so
bro.
wrong.
He's such a buddy, right?
Huh?
He's such a buddy. No, I can't complain about him.
I'm like, so
I mean, he
wrong.
does,
Like, just looking at you. You're like,
We did some pretty good work last week in auditions.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? There's, I'm sure you know a handful of people, right?
Of course.
So,
I
gotta
mean,
branch out.
no, I do. I think my thing was always been like, I don't want to be part of I don't want to compete too much against people. So like, they warn you about
What do
that.
you mean
so like,
compete?
So like I was with The Rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was with The Rock Agency. And then the lady who runs Talent X now, she was with The Rock at one point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And then she moved out. And then we reached out to each other and we talked. And I signed with them. I had a thought for a little while to be on both.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's a conflict of interest because like they're both, I'm very see, you can play multiple things. I'm very
I like the way you said that. You can play multiple
I
things.
am an actor. Do you want me to say it in British as well? I'm kidding.
Go, let me see.
No,
Let me see. Let me see.
It's not consistent.
Okay.
I can say a few
No,
things.
no.
You know what,
Now
John,
that you
screw-
said it,
see
you
how
have to go.
supportive, You see how supportive he is? At least he could be like, oh, we're working on it. No, this motherfucker's done. No, you suck. Stop
I
doing
told you
that.
you got a great macho
See,
man.
you need a-
You don't have
You have
Great
to.
it's
Macho
just a
Man Randy
British-
Savage?
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay,
yeah.
let me hear it.
No, we'll get to that. We'll get there towards the end.
Did you
He
just tell me
he does
no?
an amazing fucking
I'm
Arnold.
walking
No.
off right now.
He does a fucking amazing
No.
Arnold
She?
Schwarzenegger.
Did you just say she?
He makes
No.
amazing
Let me
Arnold
hear it.
Schwarzenegger.
Nope.
Let's hear it.
Like literally.
We'll get to it later.
Yeah.
No, come on.
I'll get him.
You
to
know
say it.
what?
Hold on. We still got a lot of time here. We're only 22 minutes in. We got a lot of time. Let's keep going with your acting though. What was your first like big role, like TV spot?
My first big role. I would stick with Chicago PD.
So what season was that in?
Season 8, episode 13, Trouble Dolls.
Season 8. So that was last season.
Uh-huh.
Last season, right?
It was
I think I
last year.
saw that episode. Like when you sent me the clip, I think I saw that episode. I mean, I don't think I knew you at the time, or maybe you were and we haven't talked yet.
I feel like we network with so many people that like sometimes you just don't know. Like you're just like, oh, I'm networking with you, and then I see like, oh, this person has mutual friends, other actor. Okay, let me add them.
I'm weird. So like I normally like when Claire puts up who's going to be on Chicago Fire and Chicago PD, I normally always check it just to see if I know anybody in the show or recognize anybody. And I remember that episode.
You would
though.
recognize me because
You know.
you know.
The hair sticking up. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I would remember that. I'm kidding.
It's the eyebrows.
Shots fired.
That's the sound that we need for that. So your experience with Chicago PD, how did it go? Like where did you, they gave you an audition, they called you back.
Yeah,
Did you have to audition twice? Was it a one-time thing?
It was a one-time thing, and it's so funny because then they gave me the role. So my role was for pregnant woman, and I had the episode aired, so I'm fine. And basically, it was just like a guy grabbing me, and I had to go like, however I interpreted the scene, right? And he's like grabbing me, and the cops are coming, and I had to be like, no, and so like I just went all flamboyant like with it because they're like, immigrant women, so I had to go like, no. But I threw my hands up like, and like really acted like someone was grabbing me, and then I ran. I did this like ugly cry face, but I mean, it got me the role.
Part.
Yeah. But so then they gave me that, and then they're like, the second AD called me. I don't remember his name because he's very sweet, and he's like, hey, Sable, like I just wanted to let you know you got the role. And I'm like, oh my God, so excited. I know my agent told me and blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I'm excited to have you on set. And I'm like,
Me? Oh my God. OMG.
And then, you know, like it went from there, but like, you know, he communicated with me multiple times. He's just like, oh, well, do you know Spanish? Because I have like, you know, I have these tapes I can send you if you don't. I did one line in
Inglés sin
Spanish.
barreras, but in Spanish.
And so, you know, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. I know conversational Spanish. I'm not completely fluent. And so I'm like, nah, I'm good, especially with accent. You give me the words, I'm going to know what I'm saying, even if I don't know what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
I'll make it up. That's what Puerto Ricans do anyway. We make shit up anyway.
Dude, I can't understand you guys.
But we got that sexy accent, bro. That's what we got.
I'm like, what? What'd you say?
Let me dance with you, puppy.
You could call me mommy.
Oh, man.
But, you know, and so, you know, I got on set, or no, you know, there was like a wardrobe fitting, which I'm like, you know, in there with like some main actors, and I'm like in this like, you know, warehouse. It wasn't anything fancy. It's just like this wardrobe fitting. I had to be fitted for like a pregnant belly, and they had to like try multiple ones on me because I don't know. They thought like they thought I was like some little white girl hips or something. I'm like, that ain't fucking fitting over me.
I got the Hispanic hips. Thank you. Can I get the Hispanic size?
I've lost weight since then, but I mean, like I was a little bit more full figured then. And I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna fit. And it was just like this big old rubber thing, and it was just so weird. And I'm like, oh my God. But like this is so real. And then obviously I had to do like 10 COVID tests. Not really, but it was like 4. And
it's like every other day.
Yeah.
Literally every other day.
Well,
like,
then it was
every
like
2 days or something, depending on when they actually call you.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was on PD, it was like literally every 2 days, but they called my shoot wasn't for like 2 weeks. So like every other day I had to go, and I'm like, I mean, whatever.
They pay you, so it's
nice. It wasn't a big deal because
I
I could just go real early in the morning and just do it and go back to work or whatever. But it's an experience. It's actually, man, it's like I wish COVID wasn't around, and if like I could bring someone, because I'm like, I would have loved to have John with me when I was on PD, because it's like the coolest thing.
I mean, would you like to have him there though?
Him? Yeah, I don't think he would have gone because he's not interested in that shit.
What's the problem?
You got offended. You got super offended.
I feel like he'll pick on you the whole time. That'll just be awkward.
No, I pick and choose my places to
it's like, why?
At me or whatever.
I think he turned red there for a moment.
No, that's the suntan.
Fucking but it's crazy how they, like, when you're part of the cast, right? Like how they treat you. It's ridiculous. Like you have a freaking PA that's up your ass the whole time. Like
I felt like, so I was like
important, right?
Yeah, like, and it's funny because even the second AD went out of his way during lunch to like make sure he introduced himself to me. He's like, Sable. He's like, do you have everything fine? Like, is everything good? Like, are you okay? How's your trailer? How's this? How's that? And I'm like, oh, it's great. Everything's great.
That's pretty.
But I'm like cool. Walking on cloud nine. I'm like, yeah.
But that's the opposite, complete opposite of what happens when you're an extra. But when you're an extra, you're in a corner. Hey, don't leave. Hey, we'll see. Stay right there.
Yeah.
Don't cross that line. You can't talk to nobody. You can't talk to the actors. Blah 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 blah. Different. When you're a cast member, you could talk to whoever the fuck you want to talk to.
Yeah, and then you like walk in there and you're like, oh, extras.
Oh wow, you're a jerk.
Damn,
no, I'm just kidding. But in my head, I was just like, not like, you know, I was just like, I thought about it, right?
Let me tell you how geeked I was. I'm like,
stardom.
I'm not done with my experience.
Yeah.
You're just like, you've been cutting me off the whole time. You're like, when I was on Chicago PD, I'm like, hold on, I was talking about my experience. Thank you. So I had my own little, so I had my own little trailer and everything. Well, now you made me forget what I was even gonna say, so that's not fair. But
take your time.
Oh, so like I get on set and then I have this PA like, you know, and then he's like, okay, he's following me around in my little chair, and where we filmed was Argonne Theater or whatever, and it's old and destroyed now. I don't know.
Aragon
Ballroom?
Ballroom, whatever. I was going to say ballroom, and yeah, but it's like, it's in the inside, it's like...
It's old.
It's like bad. Like,
is it really?
Yeah, it's bad in there.
Okay, continue.
It was
I don't want to interrupt you.
It was kind of scary. Like parts of the stuff was falling off. They had to clear it just to like make sure. They had like a construction crew kind of there. Yeah, like that, to make sure like everything was good. And then like, you know, because of COVID, they had you kind of sitting away from people. So here I'm in this like dark little corner by myself. They're like, oh yeah, you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, it's not creepy over here at all. I'm pretty sure there's a rat over there, but whatever. And then they moved me upstairs because my scene was starting out upstairs and whatnot. But it was so cool because then the director, like, you know, he had introduced himself when he came in, but they introduced you to so many people. How the hell am I supposed to know?
You're fired.
My chin is my big chin.
The vein in my head just went off right now. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
It's this part.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Go ahead.
playing with it
Continue.
now. So they introduced me to the director right when I walked in, and then they moved me upstairs, and then they have this other guy come up to me. They all look the damn same. They're all wearing hoodies and like stuff. And then he's like, so they're like, this is the director. And I'm like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah, we already met.
Oh, geez.
I'm like, oh.
That's embarrassing.
I'm like, yeah, I know, but they're introducing me to you. No, I didn't say that, but I'm just like, And then he's like, you know your line? He's like, say it to me right now. And so I said it. I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to think. I'm like, what was it? My one little line. It's so hard to remember. No, but so he's like, do you know it? And I'm like, yeah. And I said it, and he's like, okay, just make sure that you know it, obviously, like that you're acting. I'm like, yeah, you just asked me if I knew my lines,
Sure.
And then it was just really great. But the funny thing was, like, up until the day before that, I actually thought I was still the role that I was auditioning for, which was just that, no, and like pushing against this guy that's trying to like kill me before the cops get him. And I actually got upgraded. I guess to me it's an upgrade, because then I got a whole like I had 2 lines. And so they had me playing this completely different character, but I was still a pregnant woman. And it was funny because I was like going back and forth with my my agent, and I was like, they have me listed as number 25. I'm supposed to be number 23. Like, it says I'm woman, but I'm pregnant woman. I'm like, I'm even fitted for a belly. Like, that makes no sense. And she goes, what? So we had to go like back into the casting notes.
That's
and everything.
Double money. That's double money.
And
Is it?
so
It depends.
And so like we went back and forth for a little bit, and they're like, no, Sable is not. Sable is woman. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't know, like I auditioned for a part.
Right.
You guys didn't tell me it was any different. So
But that happens, because that happened to me too.
Yeah. Oh no, but I was like totally accepting of it. But I was just like, it was so funny because the night before, and I was embarrassed because I'm sure that lady was on set the next day, and I'm over here like, no, this is my part. And I'm like, I just didn't want to go up there like completely mess up, because then they didn't even, they don't even specify in the script who you are. They just like, oh, there you go. Here's the script. And
Right.
figure it out. They don't give you just the lines of your script. They gave me the whole damn script for the episode.
Did you read the whole script?
I did.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why?
Because you have to understand what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, but
when you read a book, do you just read the back cover that tells you the synopsis and then that's it?
Yes.
Wow.
No, you go
what
to
a waste.
what's that website?
Wikipedia and just read it?
No, there was this one that you would go to, and it would like tell you the whole synopsis of the book.
There you go.
What is it called?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I didn't read books back then.
No, that's what I
like
mean.
reading
You
books
didn't
now.
read it. That was like, it was. I'll remember it. Give me a moment.
But I will give you a moment. I don't know. It's such a really cool experience, to be on set with people that do this, right? You had a scene with Tracy, correct?
Morgan?
The blonde one?
Yes.
Yes.
What's her real name? I forget her real name. Tracy. No,
I'm so
she's
bad
not-
with that stuff.
Her name on the show, her real name is Tracy. Her name on the show is, hold on, Halstead. What are the characters? Halstead, Rusek.
Don't ask me.
You
I
don't
even know.
excuse me. Did you not even like research this show? Like, did you watch any shows ahead of time?
No. For
Why? I feel like you have to know.
And dude, okay, it's like,
feel like you
my
have
whole
to
life I
know.
watched. Listen,
She's giving me shit for not reading a script if I got it.
I
But
didn't.
she doesn't watch
He gave you
shows.
shit.
Oh,
I just said
okay.
that I read it. I was just looking
felt
at you
like
during
you
the
were jumping in
conversation.
on
No,
me.
I wasn't. I didn't say one
I
word.
I like this girl. She's got that spicy in her. She's just I didn't say this.
I am chai latte today, so.
Ooh. Well, it's on the floor.
Yeah.
No, it's on me. It's in my hair, so.
It's in the floor drain. It's in your hair, really?
It is in my hair. It's sticky.
Wow.
It's on me.
It's gel. Don't worry about it.
Who uses gel?
I don't
Anymore.
know.
I did.
I
Once upon
use
a time.
curl. Actually, it is a gel now. It was
Oh,
curl
there-
cream, but it's a
well, there
cream.
you
It's
go.
not really a gel.
I used to use S curl. You remember S curl, John?
Remember?
That's the one you
used to
get in the
use
tube?
In that, no,
The
now it's in
tub?
a tube. It used to be in the tub.
Yeah,
It was
that's
that
what I
with
meant.
The
I
blue,
did
the gray
tub.
with the blue.
You
I did
use,
tub, but I said tube.
Do I tell you something? She's
Moco
stupid.
de Gorilla?
No.
Oh,
Gorilla
Julian.
glue?
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
my
I
son.
know, it
used
wasn't
to
a
use
brand.
that.
Not Gorilla Glue.
Yes, it was.
I thought it was called Gorilla Glue. No, that's what the actual Gorilla Glue is called.
Actually, that's
Glue.
That's the real glue. That's super glue.
yeah. I was like, that's starts with
Yeah.
an S.
That wasn't around. Those real newer ones weren't around when I had hair back then.
How long ago did you have
That was
hair?
a long time ago. I was like, I shaved my head when I was like 22.
Oh, it's
No, it was definitely around then.
Was it around then?
It was around then.
In
Like,
my
that's like 14 years ago. Yeah.
in my
It was
gel
around then.
days, it was all S-Curl or that dollar store gel. That green big tub of dollar store gel.
That shit never worked, but you'd always use it and then it'd flake off. Like, why did we use that?
Yeah, you would do this and it just starts snowing all over. It just starts snowing around you. I would do it for fun,
Yeah, I think everybody did.
just to get the fucking shit out of my hair.
Like, okay, well, we used to use baby oil in the hair, you know, for wet hair lick.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a wet hair lick. Anybody that you know, like ask the Hispanic people, you'd use baby oil in the hair so it'd keep your wet hair lick.
Use hair nets too? Well,
No, not me.
guys.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, in my high school?
In high school, yeah, the Mexican
Yeah,
guys
you're
would wear
like
hair
40
nets.
though, so.
Whoa. Shots fired. He's getting comfortable. You saw he
Can we go
readjusted
back
himself.
in time? I want to re-guess your age. You're 43, right? 44?
Wow. He's trying to be funny. Good try though. Good try, John. Good try. Back to acting. So she's the main lead of the show. So what was your interactions with her? Did you guys talk? Did you guys?
Was so sweet. No, they basically just threw us in the scene together.
It's fucked up, right?
No, it wasn't. But so like they added something else and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have you walking and you're gonna creep, you know, and she's gonna come up the stairs, and then I had to run back. I had to fall back
You were
because I
at
got
gunpoint,
scared.
or the gun was pointing in your
Yeah.
direction. Right? She had like a rifle kind of thing.
Yeah, and so to see her do that, and then to see them bring in like they're not stand-ins, they're her
Doubles.
stunt double.
Stunt double.
Yeah, so like she was running up the stairs. They didn't like the way she ran up the stairs, and I'm like, damn, I thought it was fine. Like, but I didn't see what they were seeing, obviously. And then the stunt double comes in. That bitch, like
she does it all
she fucking
fucking-
wadded those stairs, and I'm like, damn, I can't.
She
I
does
can't
it all
do that.
superhero-ish and shit. Or the actor's like whatever.
Yeah. Thought there
thought it was
was like a
supposed
little
to be
pitter
real.
pat, right?
You know?
Yeah, and so like she comes up the stairs, and then obviously they, you know, then they have her come in, and then she's like, you know, looking for me and whatnot, and then we do the scene a couple of times where I'm saying my line, and we're going back and forth, and she's like, how did that feel for you? I'm like, that felt great, and she was like asking me how I felt her acting was, and I'm like, how was mine? Like,
You're the pro here.
yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm like, and you know, I'm like, I guess most of them don't know that was like my first big thing, and I'm just on set like, hey. You know, like,
That's an yeah, that's how I felt, dude. Like that's how
Yeah.
it feels. It's ridiculous, but they're like normal people, right? Like they're literally like I mean, we don't think of them as normal people,
No,
but they're like.
I definitely do.
Do you really? Because to me, it's like I'm almost like
it's just intimidating being on set with somebody that has so much experience, right?
Like the first 5 minutes with someone to me were a little bit intimidating. So like my first gig, and I remember I called him when I was on set and when I was in base camp. I did a part for the Amazon show Night Sky that's actually gonna finally debut in May.
Wow.
When did you film that?
Huh? Last year.
Damn.
Last year. That was on episode 1. I had a scene that I booked, and then I found out who was gonna be the lead of the show, and it's J.K. Simmons. And I'm like, oh fuck, I got a scene with J.K. Simmons. I mean, this is more. Hold on. No.
That voice.
She almost
Here's the thing. I'm
Snarfed.
pretty sure you can relate, right? Because there's differences between. You're right. Yeah, that's the right
It's
one.
a snarf.
Like when kind of thing.
Oh,
Oh.
you
Choke up on
kinda
something.
Spit out water like a spit take.
I don't know if that's what it is. Anyways, moving on. So I'm assuming like you mean we categorize people depending on what we see them in, right? So like if I see Tracy or Patrick from Chicago PD, like they're TV personality, I still think of them as, wow, they're actors, right? But there's a difference between running into them and running into Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah.
Huge difference, right? Like you're going to react completely different. So J.K. Simmons is someone I know who he is. You know, I watched him in Spider-Man. He's won an Academy Award kind of. So I'm already like shitting fucking bricks because I'm like, damn, it's J.K. Simmons. And I go into my fitting and there's pictures of J.K. Simmons and all his wardrobe and this and this. And I'm like, oh my God, it's J.K. Simmons. I'm supposed to have lines with J.K. Simmons. And whatever, I'm kind of nerve-wracked about it, you know? And then, you know how everything kind of happens really, really fast.
Yeah, and then it's almost like it's nothing
Oh,
at the end of it, and then you're just like, did that just happen?
Yeah, you
Like,
have no time to
Yeah.
enjoy what's going on. It's crazy.
It's like when you're hosting an event, or like, you know what they say about like people in their wedding. I've never been married, but like, you know, my best friend was, and she's like, you kind of just don't get to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
She's like, because you're just so busy, you know, doing stuff. And it's not that she wasn't enjoying it. It's just like before you know it's over, and you're like, damn.
It's like one of those like I almost wish. So I got there when I had that scene. I got there a little bit like right after lunch or whatever. So like you didn't even have a chance to eat lunch and maybe run into him and have a conversation with him or whatever. But
Do you think he would have ate lunch at the same place he would have ate lunch?
I mean, who knows? I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
I mean,
No, it wouldn't have happened.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe because I remember when I was an extra on PD one time, right? In between scenes, right? They would have lunch and they would have a place where they would eat, and you would see, like, I saw Royce eating with some of the camera people in that little area or whatever. But mind you, this was before COVID, so it was a little different. So I've seen some actors sit with the cameraman or directors. I've seen directors sit in the same lunchroom that I would eat in.
No, definitely. I was surprised one time.
I'm not saying he would go eat lunch with me, but
I'm just talking shit. I only seen that once, and that was with Chicago PD, where the extras were in the same lunchroom as I was in.
Right.
Because I feel like the other stuff that I had done extra work on, the extras were put in their
They're the
own
last ones to
lunchroom.
eat. They're the last ones to eat.
Well, no, not necessarily. I mean, I was on Chicago Med before, and what they did was we had our own lunchroom, though. There was like so many extras there that day. We had our own lunchroom. Everyone else, like, they had their trailer or wherever else that they were eating, but we were in this ballroom. This was just the extras.
Nice. Or not nice, actually. I mean, I feel like they should. They should,
like, but I guess because, like, you might have those people that are like, oh my God.
Can I have an autograph? Can I talk to you? I mean, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
So, like, nervous as fuck, right? Nervous as fuck. And then it happens so fast. So you're in your trailer, you get ready, whatever. You're just sitting there waiting for them to call you.
That's dope.
They knock on your door. You ready? We're ready for you. So you get on a bus. You go to the location, whatever. And then on the ride there, right? So it's me, a PA, and the driver. And the driver has a radio, and you can hear the conversations that are going on, right? And while I'm driving, while we're getting there, they're like, "Oh, is Miguel on his way?" "Yes, Miguel's on his way." Where's JK? Where's JK? We need JK on set. And I'm already like, huh? I'm nervous.
You're getting the butterflies. Dude, maybe have to pee a little.
So then I think I peed a little. We pull up, right? We're pulling up, and then I see JK walking in front of the bus. I'm like, oh my God, that's him. Oh my God, that's him. And I'm like starstruck, because I mean, this is a guy who has won the cream of the crop award, right? Because, I mean, as an actor, the goal, I'm not saying the goal should be to win an Oscar, but that's the award everyone wants to win. That's the NBA championship. Let's just put it that way.
But I do feel that not everybody gets it when they should.
No, of course not. Of course not. I agree. But I mean, like I said, for the most part, that's the NBA championship that a lot of actors strive to get. So I get off the bus. He's there. They introduce me real quick. I get introduced to the director or whatever. And it's so fast. Like, here's your gas can. Here's what you got to do. Ready? And roll it. I'm like, I mean, I knew my line, right? I knew what I had to do.
But you're just like, damn, okay.
But I didn't have a chance. And then I fucked up so bad. Not fucked up in the scene or anything like that. So you know how they're always going to change angles.
Yeah.
And that takes time. So they'll send you guys off, right? They'll have the stand-ins come in, and then they send everybody else off.
You get back to your trailer, and then they need you again. You're just like, really? You just freaking sent me back.
So we were like 20 minutes or 30 minutes away from the trailers. What they did was that they had a little spot where we can sit. So they tell us, go hang out, whatever. So the lady, I forget who the lady is, and JK, they walk off to the holding area.
You're just like, wait,
hold on. I didn't do that. I should have done that. So I just stood there like an idiot because I thought I wasn't supposed to go with them, right? Because I'm in my background mode, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not good enough to be sitting around with them.
Oh,
and so I'm just walking back and forth on the street watching them. I wasn't walking around while they're
You had
cameras.
Imposter syndrome because you were in the moment and you're like, no, that's not.
Fucked up.
I fucked up because I could have had at least 45 minutes to chat with an actual legitimate actor who has done everything, and I totally fucked up. I didn't really get the chance to talk to him until we came back.
Yeah.
When we came back to do a couple more takes, then I broke the ice with him and we chatted a little bit. But
you know what though? That's where your PA should have came in and been like, hey,
you can go hang out over there.
Go. What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, that's it. I mean,
your PA was lacking.
I didn't even know who my PA was that day. To be honest, I remember one chick, and then that was it. I saw her there, but she never talked to me.
Yeah, I mean, they have like multiple ones.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she's destroying everything on set.
That's strike.
I mean,
two.
I can't.
Strike. That's what I said. Strike two.
You said stroke.
You said stroke.
You're hearing what you want to hear.
He said stroke. No, he heard Viagra earlier. Nobody said even a V word. I thought that was really weird.
Anyways.
So I dropped a chai latte on my first walk through the door.
That was strike one.
She said when she becomes famous, we're gonna remember that about her. That's
well, no, I mean, I already am locally famous. I mean, if you ask me, I mean, I'm already speaking that.
We can Google her and she pops up.
Oh yeah,
that's all that matters. That's when you're famous. When someone talks shit, you be like, Google me, bitch.
I popped up.
Google me.
I'm in commercials.
Google me, bitch.
No, but like, you know, what I said was that when I'm up on the big screen a lot. No.
Yeah.
You guys will be like, you remember when Sable fucking dropped her chai latte everywhere and all over herself?
This is why we have people sign our board in case they really become famous. We can sell their fucking autographs. I'm kidding. That's not what we do. We do it because we love you guys.
I gave it to you for free if you really want to sell it.
Where were we? So you had a good experience on PD.
Oh yeah,
Very
definitely. What was great was that, like, you know, they sent me off there like, we're done with you, and I'm like, oh, you're done, like, but they had me there, like, you know, like, literally all day.
Just like that. It's like so bad.
No,
like, we're done.
No,
with
but that's
you.
how I took it, right? Where I was like, because I just like to stay on set. I wish they would have been like, no, you can stay and watch,
dude.
I'd have been like, hell yeah.
I wish. That's why when I was on the second time when I was on PD, that one was cool because like
You're
I had
a conversation hog.
I am.
Damn.
Wait a minute. Look behind you real quick. That's me, right? That's my show.
I don't see you there.
I'm kidding.
I'm up there
That
too.
person's beard is different.
No, he doesn't have a mustache.
And also it's like D, and yours is like straight across.
It was like that this morning.
Eyebrows,
it was like that this morning.
He's definitely wearing a different hat. And do you have those disc thingies in your ear?
I don't have that.
Disc.
The gauges.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Whatever.
I don't know who decided to put a fucking a wristband across my fucking wrist, like a
Your lips are
scrunchie.
definitely
He's got a
bigger on
scrunchie.
the-
No, yeah, and then
Scrunchie.
a scrunchie on my fucking
Holy crap.
my mustache.
Okay, I apologize. I will shut up now.
No, I don't even remember what I was going to say anymore. No, I do.
remember
Okay.
Speak. You're the star.
Yes, you are.
So basically they're like, okay, you're all set, you're wrapped. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm just like, I just kind of didn't want to leave. They're like, oh, we have a van waiting for you outside to take me back to, my trailers. I can change and everything. And I'm just like, so I get in the van and we get back to the trailers and they're like, we need you back. And I'm like, all right, okay. Like, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm like, okay, they want me back. They're adding something. I'm like, whatever. They had us redo another scene of us just like running down the stairs and everything. And then it's funny because my PA greets me at, the van when I get back. And I'm like, see, I told you guys weren't done with me. Like, I'm just that loved. And he's like, this girl. And I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm like, I just always have to say something, I'm very witty.
But that's odd that they fucking give you like the Carl Winslow fucking treatment. Steve, go home. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
Oh, no, they didn't do that. I took it like that. I mean, that's just me. Anybody could say something like really simple to me, and the way I'll interpret it sometimes is, You
get super offended?
No, I don't get offended easy. But I just stop. I'm just meeting you today. You don't know me.
I'm kidding.
Oh my God, I do keep hitting this thing. I didn't hit it
You're
this time,
fine.
but I almost did.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
But no, I mean, it could just be something simple, but how my mind reads it. I don't know if it's just like an acting thing or if it's just me as a person. No, I'm not an overthinker.
I'm just trying to guess. I don't know.
Mouth, sir.
You can't come up with the word. I'm trying to fucking.
No, I'm trying to elaborate for you, and you're not even letting me finish it. You can't even finish a sentence. You're just like, I don't know.
Damn it, John.
But no, I mean, basically, I'm always overly animated. So I over animate what people tell me. So I could just be like, okay, well, you're wrapped. You can go now. And I'll just be like, they said I was wrapped and I could go. They don't want me here anymore. But I don't really mean it like that,
okay,
right?
I got you.
Like, it's just like a different way to interpret it in your mind. Or you can play, I don't know, I guess I'm more like I watched too much TV growing up. So I will replay the scene in different ways,
Yeah.
how I want to feel about it. And I'm like, they sent me home.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can I talk now? I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. I'll allow it.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Now I lost what I was going to say.
So I'll take over the conversation again. Anyway.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of vape in here. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's pretty cool. I think experiences in that we have in our career are like the most. I think that's the most thing I take away from my career. Like all the experiences. Like all the people you meet, people you see, things you see.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, John. Who have you met?
Juan.
Cool.
I don't know.
Juan? Didn't you meet Tito Ortiz once? Took a picture with Tito Ortiz.
I did a face off with him.
I know.
It's pretty cool.
He's huge.
Really?
You know who he is?
Yeah. He's
it's-
like UFC, right? Did he just like pop a chest titty?
Probably. He probably
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Did
He does that
He
pretty
did.
often.
He's like, yeah, I did. Boom.
I need to make sure that you saw that.
I'm like, did you see that?
I've had people say that is involuntary.
No way, that was involuntary.
Yes, it is.
I feel like it was like such a macho thing to do. Like, yeah, I did. Boom. You looked at me right in the eye, and your titty went.
No, I didn't mean to do that though. I just
You did, and it was
it's
only the left one.
involuntary. I swear to God, I don't even know that I'm doing it.
You know what it is? It's like this like little confidence thing. You're like, yeah. You know when you get talkative, I think it just happens, and so you just do your little.
You do
Yeah.
do it often.
But it's not on purpose though.
So you're telling me every time I see you do it, it's not on purpose?
No.
Oh no.
No.
I swear I see you.
Subconsciously, somewhere in there, your mind is like, pop a titty. And you're like,
I can totally do it.
and you're like,
I can't believe she called it out too. Fuck, man.
I mean,
kind of-
you
to be
met
honest.
me, and you like, I'm very.
I've kind
I
of
see
grown accustomed
that.
to it, so it's kind of like I don't really notice it anymore.
But it's just like I move my
There he
arm
goes.
a little
There he
bit
goes
and
again.
it just pops.
No,
See,
you didn't
that's
even
what I'm
move
saying.
your arm though. You were like completely comfortable in a
just
relaxed position, and it was like. Boop. I'm like,
I swear to God, that's
I was
involuntary.
offended. I was like, did he just pop his titty at me?
Jeez.
And then the way she
My
says
eyebrow
it,
went
I
up
don't know.
like. Oh, you don't like pop
That
a
was-
titty?
that was your game?
I don't know what
No.
to call it.
That is not
Flexing
my
his
game.
chest.
That is,
Flexing his chest.
Flexing
Is the
his.
proper term.
No, what is it called? No, not never.
Pectoral.
I was gonna say testicles, but I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, that's something else. Testicles.
Testicles. His pectorals.
Yeah.
Is that the right?
Pecs, right?
Pectoral, right?
thanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the record, I swear on everything that
big
it's
headphones.
involuntary. Because you're the guest.
You know what's funny? I have them in my car. I was gonna bring them, and I totally. I mean, those
Shame
are
on
probably
you.
better, anyways.
these hurt. I have big ears.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm like,
What does that mean? Big ears.
I have big ears. There's like these
I
little
have big
ones
ears
are like.
too. Oh, because
cut-
they're putting more pressure. Got
they're
it.
like cutting off my ear.
Your ear circulation.
Your circulation. Yeah.
Ears go numb like your foot. That'd be weird, right?
Does that happen?
I don't know. I don't think it can.
It's only
Because it's all
time it's-
cartilage, right? Your ear's nothing but
it's not
cartilage,
all
right?
Cartilage.
Yes.
Part of it's cartilage. Part of it's like
Unless she has like wrestler's ears where fucking
Cauliflower ear.
No,
You
I
don't
don't
got
have
that. Oh,
cauliflower.
all right then.
That's gross.
So why were you surprised that I know Tito?
Talking to Mike.
Ortiz?
Mike. Talking to the
Why
mic.
were you surprised that I
There
know
you
Tito
go.
Ortiz?
Why? Because it's a guy thing. I don't know. I don't.
That's
I don't
sexist.
think.
That's so sexist.
No,
That's sexist.
it's.
You're getting canceled.
Uh,
You're getting
let me
canceled.
rephrase. It's more of a guy thing, I guess.
I guess we're gonna be having
No,
a job
still wrong.
opening on
It's
Jane.
Still
all
wrong.
right, whatever.
Yeah, I will be the new.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be S&M coming up soon.
S&M, isn't that?
What? I'm lost. What's S&M?
Oh my
You're
God! I'll let,
always
you know what?
lost
I'm not
when
gonna
it-
help you with
yeah,
that one.
no.
Never mind. Anyway,
Google it.
yeah, I'll Google it.
S
Um,
S S. Rihanna song.
Rihanna song.
Oh, sure. Oh, okay. Now I know what it is. I don't want to listen to radio like that, bro.
No. I mean, this
It's
has nothing to do with that.
the
But she just made a
phrase.
song on the S&M.
Whatever. I'm the loser. I apologize.
To be honest, I don't even know what it stands for.
No,
I just
know
know what
it's
it means.
Something stupid?
No, it's very sexual.
Probably.
Like,
What is it then? John, do you know?
I don't know. Can I guess?
I mean, can we Google?
I can.
Sodomy and masochism?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Sex and
I don't think it's sex and.
no, I don't think it's sex, but
Anyways, that's not important. What do we care about?
anyways,
Anyways,
you Googled it. What is it though?
I didn't even Google it. I didn't get a chance.
Yeah,
So
Google it,
let's change gears a little bit.
Yes.
Any opinion on the Johnny Depp thing? What do you think? Do you know anything about it?
No.
Okay, so apparently
I plead the
you plead the fifth. That's what a lot of people do. Apparently, his ex-wife at some point, I guess, sued him for something, right? And then she ended up winning. I guess was the concept. And
well, I know a little bit about the back history, but honestly, I don't pay attention to too much celebrities. But it had something to do with him being abusive towards
Right,
her,
so
right?
she
Or that's what
claimed-
everyone
she
thought.
claimed that he was physically abusive to her, and now he's suing her for defamation of character.
Oh yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like I wonder I wonder if it's the thing about like how men kind of, go ahead, John. You got it. What's it stand for? Quickly.
Sadism and masochism.
Oh,
Ooh.
you were right about.
Part of it.
What did you
Yeah,
say for the
he was
first
part of
one?
the right.
Sodomy. Oh,
Sodomy,
sodomy.
Kind of the same thing.
Do you think, because I think there's this bad like idea that women cannot abuse men.
Oh, 100% that women are abusive. I almost wondered if Jada was abusive to Will. I'm like, that sounds bad.
She was.
So,
You know she was.
I mean,
Dude.
but like, and he even said on a Red Table Talk how, you know, in the beginning she was like, she kind of was like really verbally abusive to him. And then, you know, he like popped her on the head with the newspaper and was like, hey, like, we ain't going to do this, or I'm not going to be with you, you know?
Yeah, like a dog.
Well, I mean.
So Will did that to her or she did that to him?
He hit her in the head with the news. It's a newspaper.
No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying
but
it.
no, I think it was because she's always kind of been that way. And I don't know her personally. Jada, don't hate me. Later on. But you know,
best friends.
But I don't know.
I've always felt that like there's this bad idea that men, you know, men can't like, okay, so let's real quick. So go with the,
it goes
with the,
both ways. I
with
think
the
it's
Johnny
50,
Depp thing
50.
real quick. So I've been watching the trial. I've been watching the trial, and Johnny was on the stand for the last like 3 days, and they've been playing a lot of audio clips that they were recording right during their arguments and shit.
Yeah.
So one of the ones that to me was like, okay, this case has to be closed after this was in the audio clip you hear what's her name? Something Heard, isn't it?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
Mm-hmm.
You hear her saying, Johnny, I barely touched you. I mean, I hit you, but I didn't punch you or anything of that. I'm like, well, then this trial should be over, right? Like this trial should be done. Like she literally confessed that she hit him, right? But it's crazy because even she, the way she's talking about it, she's like under the impression that you can do that. And I think it's a bad idea in general because I think a lot of women think that it's okay that they can get away with hitting a guy,
but don't expect to be hit back. Yeah, no, I mean,
or,
to me,
or any repercussions.
But to me,
for
like,
it.
okay, listen to this. Or yeah, he didn't hit her. So he claims. But I do kind of side with Johnny on this. And again, I really haven't been paying too much attention, but I felt like that way back whenever this all happened. And honestly, again, I just don't pay too close attention to celebrity shit. I mean, one day if I get to know them personally, they can tell me their story.
Sure.
But I just don't have the energy for it.
So you don't want to talk about this?
No, not at all. But what I'm saying is that, you know, women like to fight for equality, right? They're like, oh, you know, I need to do this, I need to do that. I'm really headstrong woman, you know, or like me, I can carry my own fucking water. I don't need you to carry it for me. But if you ask me to carry it for me, I'm like, okay.
Cool.
But I can carry it myself. You want to open the door for me? That's fine. But know that I can fucking open it myself, right?
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm really headstrong, whatever. But you know, you have women that want to, you know, fight like a fucking man, or like, and I just say that because those are the comparisons that we make. You know, they just want to be very aggressive, very violent, and then they don't expect any form of like repercussion or anything like that. Honestly, if I was a dude and some girl was hitting me, I would hit back.
I've always been
just like,
I agree with Chris Rock. A long time ago, he did a comedy show. A long time ago. And he said in a joke, he's like, excuse me. He said, I would never hit a woman first.
but for
I'll
real.
hit a woman back.
Yeah.
Right? And I agree with that. Now, I'm not going to stand on top of her and just start wailing on her. That's
right,
stupid.
maybe like pop.
But
like,
I'm going to make sure she's going to stop hitting me. Now, I'm not going to knock her out, but I'll probably give her one in the stomach where I'm pretty sure she's going to stop fucking hitting me.
Just the way you did it.
Knock her and she's like, bah.
I mean, yeah. Or a little jab. Because obviously women.
Oh, show me your jab again.
Huh? I'll just jab her just like that, real quick. Real quick in the face. Yeah, just like that.
She doesn't seem intimidated by it.
I'm just.
No, it's
I'm just saying, because I don't want to.
You're like.
I also don't want to
like,
freaking.
You're hammering something.
This is like my Mario punch. My Mario punch.
Hey, boom.
There you go. You needed to turn the wrist. Earlier you were
she
like,
watches
damn.
MMA. She watches
no,
MMA.
I used to do
Your
boxing,
ass
but yeah, I did. I used to watch MMA.
I don't want to start fighting with her now. Never mind.
I'm a really good puncher, actually.
We've been
I'm
through
a pretty
that
good
before.
puncher too. John gets mad because I punch harder than him. as much as
That's just not true.
Oh my God, John, we're gonna go through this. Really? I don't think we've actually gone through this
We
on
went to a bowling alley and they had one of those punching machines, and
he says that it's
he had
rigged.
a couple of things.
He says it's rigged because I can punch harder than him.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
it's
that's
with that thing. It's all about it's about how you hit it. I mean,
Agreed.
Yeah, it's about how you hit it.
So I hit harder than you.
Yeah, sure.
It could be the angle. You never know. Like, I mean, to me, to prove that, you're gonna have to just like punch each other, or punch someone. Like, get a really strong guy, get Arnold Schwarzenegger, right?
Hey,
and
good.
And you fucking one punches him in one arm, and then the other one punches him in the other arm, and you ask him who hits harder.
You know what we should do?
What?
You remember that
and
old
muscles don't necessarily mean that you punch harder.
Agreed.
I know this.
I just have to tell you.
Believe me, I know this.
Because you're popping titties and shit.
Do you remember?
I did not pop a titty.
John,
what?
Do you remember Street Fighter 2?
Street Fighter 2.
Remember like the when they used to like punch the car to try to destroy it to get points? Maybe we should just do something like that. A test of strength or some shit. Or do the wrestling thing when they grab each other's hands and they're twisting each other's hands for like 10 minutes. You remember that?
I really want to do that.
See who wins. Well, you know what?
I don't even want to. Yeah, of course.
I'm not going to arm wrestle with him.
I was going to say, fuck the test of strength.
He's too strong, man. He's too strong. This man benches a shit ton.
Used to.
Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
The Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think women, again, have this idea that they can get away with stuff, and I think it's a bad idea because, again, if you're going to
don't generalize it as women. Sure, there's some women just the same way as some men think that they can get away with being very abusive. I can say myself that I've dealt my earlier years.
But even the government thinks that way, though, which is the bad part.
You know what I mean? So it just depends on the person.
Sure, but what I mean by it being fair is because it's like, even in the government, the women are more protected than men when it comes to certain things, and that to me is the problem too. Because again, if for example,
are you really going to fight for equality for men in this when women still don't have equality of pay? Like, I get what you're saying, but we have a lot more stuff here. I get what you're saying.
Well, hold on, I got an argument for you on that one, real quick.
Let's go.
So you claim that women do not make the same amount of money as men. Is that what you're telling me?
Mm-hmm.
So if you and I, right now, go apply at McDonald's, what do we both start at?
That's not fair.
That's my question.
I don't fucking know. McDonald's
we would all start at $15 right now.
Or something.
Crazy, right? $15? That's a lot.
Yeah, well, gas is like $5 a gallon, so finally.
Thank you, Biden. Thanks, Biden. I appreciate it. Anyways, I don't necessarily agree with that. And I'll tell you why. If it was true that men automatically make more money than women.
Not in every, don't generalize it, right? But I mean, in positions and administration and different things like that. Yeah.
I think my idea kind of still fits every kind of job you want to talk about. So if men were to make more, right? Think about it in a business standpoint. What business would hire men if I can pay you to do the same job equally as well and I can pay you less?
Because they prefer men in the workplace.
Not necessarily. Not over money.
Yes. No.
Listen, there's nothing more important to a man than women and money.
But then they can still pay a woman to come in and do that fucking man's job. Okay, right? Well, they have these men in positions of power, right? They're a fucking CEO. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't work in administration and never will. Okay. But you have these men in their little fucking offices, right? And they pay women to do work, right?
God,
but they're still under them. And no, you're a hard laborer.
He is. Well, we both are. But
yeah. I just know that he told me he worked in the sun, so I just
he works in he's a municipality. Is that the right word?
Municipal worker.
Kind of. He works in the forest preserve.
Oh, okay.
He feeds elk in Elk Grove Village.
Yeah, kind of do. Sometimes.
Well, we got 5 more minutes and we're done.
Okay. But
you don't have to have them on, dude. Does she?
I don't know.
I can hear. I
you can still hear us talk,
but it's clear, it's crisp.
Okay, continue.
But you think about that, right? And then they still have women come in and do work, right?
Sure.
But they pay them significantly less and just don't put them in the position of power. You understand me? So then it's less workload on the people that are making more money. Meanwhile, they have their little worker ants, right? And it wasn't always women, right? But when women got into the work field, that's where it started. Don't tell me that you don't feel that we are undervalued.
I wouldn't say but undervalued and underpaid are two different things.
No, I mean I'm using them synonymous.
I think I still think that if I own a business, no matter who owns it, if I own Windows, whatever, I'm Microsoft, right? And I have a woman and a man who are equally qualified. And if your theory is correct that women get paid less, and I can get away with, if I have to pay the man $100,000 a year, but I can get away with paying a woman $50,000 a year, that's $50,000 in my bank.
It's not that significant of a gap.
Well, let's just use it as an example. I mean,
that's
we're still
the whole fucking 50%.
Let's say like 90. Let's say like $90,000.
Sure, we're still talking about $10,000 a year. That's still $10,000 I'm going to save if I hire a woman.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But
so why in the world would I spend $10,000 more?
It's a preference of having men in the workplace.
Now, I think when it comes to physicality jobs, right? There's jobs that women just don't want for the most part, and those jobs are high-paying jobs. So, like, if you say someone who, like, let's say the guys that cut off the antenna on the Sears Tower, right? Men, they got paid a lot of money to do that.
How do you know a woman didn't do it?
Because I saw the video. There's video evidence of it. But most women,
because I saw the video.
Like a plumber. Most plumbers, not every plumber, but most plumbers are probably men, right? And they get paid pretty well
Super
to do what
Mario
they do.
Was a man.
Yeah, he was a man.
Luigi was a man.
Luigi was a man. Super Mario and Luigi were plumbers. So they got paid
guys like that.
to do that. Now, have I seen women plumbers? Yeah. There's not many. But then we can't say, well, how come women don't get paid like plumbers? Because women don't want to be plumbers.
That's different. You're going into a whole different, like you're talking about like what the average woman does versus like what a woman or what a man does. And it's,
well, we have to talk about the average because an executive job is not the average job.
No,
getting paid $100,000 is not the average job.
But that's like, okay, so let's go to, you watch Shameless, right?
No.
You never
He doesn't.
I don't watch TV like that.
You never watch Shameless?
I've heard about Shameless.
Okay, well, Shameless
it was filmed here.
Yeah, it was a pretty old show.
Sure.
I started following it back in like 2013, 2014. Emmy Rossum. Do you know who Emmy Rossum is?
Actress, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, do you remember The Day After Tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, she was like the main girl in that.
Oh, the one with Jake.
Curly hair.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So she ended up being the lead character in that for, I think, like 7 or 8 seasons. And she was, then they had William H. Macy in that. And he was, although he was just in some episodes, getting paid significantly more than her. Okay. And that was for seasons. And finally, I think it was like about the 5th season. I don't know. Don't quote me. But she was like, no. I've been the main lead character, been running the show literally in every freaking episode, like, busting her ass off, working, and she had to fight for equal pay.
I would mute myself. She's been telling me to shut up, so that's why I muted myself.
I never said shut up.
You said it properly.
I am proper.
I think in certain situations I have seen that. I have seen where it's an unfair pay.
Yeah, I'm not saying in every situation, but I just mean it's more general for a woman to be underpaid than a man.
Jonathan, what do you think?
I think it's...
I'm going to let you chime in on this for a second.
Political.
No. I guess it's more prevalent in the world of acting more than anything. I hear it more about...
you don't know about it in other areas, right?
Well, that's why it's hard to, like, how would I know? I don't know.
Yeah,
but I just feel like he's arguing something that he also doesn't know. I'm not saying
nobody knows.
Nobody
knows. I don't think
nobody
I know.
knows
I'm
the
just
inner
looking
working of whatever type of company.
No, agreed. I'm just looking at it in a logical sense. In a logical sense, like what makes sense numbers wise, right? Because again, it's a business, right? A business, they don't care if you're a woman or a man. They care about money.
The bottom line.
The bottom line is how are we if I'm an owner, how am I going to make money? Yes.
Yeah.
So if I can afford to pay people less, I am going to hire them. And not just women, because this comes into like a same thing with Hispanics or whatever. This is why we go to Home Depot and pick up people to build our garages instead of calling Danley's garage. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. You especially.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you guys didn't do this yourself?
Hell no. I'm not gifted like that.
Do what? No, I don't.
I'm not gifted like that.
Do what?
I'm a creator, not a construction or.
You don't know how to use your hands. You don't know how to put a nail into the wall.
I'm good at a lot of things, but construction's not my thing.
Yeah, no, I can't do hard. I can't do hard labor. That's hard.
It's hard. Hard labor is hard.
I mean, I remodeled
labor.
a little bit in my house during like the whole pandemic bullshit, and so I would be hurting like after.
Just to put a bow on the topic, right? I would say yes, there is discrepancy in certain situations, but I don't think it's as big of a problem as it was a long time ago.
Oh, definitely not.
I don't think it's like.
But I still feel that it's a fight.
Sure, and I agree with him. I think, and even in acting though, I think it depends. It depends on the caliber of actor. I mean, you pay for who you want, right?
No, for sure.
I mean, you're not gonna pay Tracy, the girl from Chicago PD, as much as you pay Robert Downey Jr. if they're in the same flick. I mean, it's a business. Like we have Robert Downey Jr. brings a certain amount of revenue into the project. You need to compensate for that.
No, for sure.
That's just the way it goes.
And that's with acting, I think it's totally plausible. But to a certain point, it's like, why does someone have to bring up the fact that they need to be paid more?
Sure, it shouldn't be. It should already be kind of.
Yeah.
But then again, I also think that if you're an actor and you sign for something, then you are agreeing to what this. So I don't think you should come back and complain.
No, I mean,
I think that's one of those things. Like you should know. Like if you're gonna sign, unless you're a newbie, like maybe someone like us who gets our first big time TV show contract, like okay, we're gonna.
I wouldn't complain at all. I'd be like,
right, yes, because we're not like that. But once I'm the type of dude like if I agree, like if I'm gonna do a job, I used to install TVs and stuff like that, right? So if John
used to be a laborer.
No, I mean I don't have the back for that no more. I had to install a subwoofer in a car yesterday. My back was killing me.
Do you stretch?
Stretch? What the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Anyways, I lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I going with that?
I don't even know.
Oh, charging people. So if I'm gonna charge someone, I don't even know where I was going with that.
You were talking about.
I'm so lost right now.
You were mounting TVs on the wall.
Mounting TVs on the wall.
Never mind.
In West Virginia.
Whatever.
West Virginia.
In West Philly.
Born and raised
on the playgrounds. That's where I spent most of my days.
Chilling out, maxing, relaxing.
Cool. We don't reference Will Smith around here anymore. I'm kidding. I feel bad for Will Smith.
no.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah, that's definitely embarrassing, but I think people just blew it way out of proportion and shit happens. Like we're people, right? Like
what do you mean blown out of proportion? Do you think he shouldn't have had disciplinary action? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean that's definitely like that was completely wrong. I just mean like as far as the internet goes, you know what I mean? Like leave the fucking dude alone. He fucked up. He's gonna face the repercussions.
But that's what we do as a community, and the community does that. You know, we're adding to the problem.
Yeah, no, I know, but we're human. Like people fucking forget that we're human, and they tend to like idolize celebrities. Like, and when they do something wrong, they're like, oh, you know, Justin Bieber crashed his car and was drunk. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, how about when you do it multiple times?
I'm
like,
a big fan.
What's his name? Who's the guy that plays the Flash? Something Miller. Is Ron Miller or something like that?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
So he plays the Flash in the movies. In the movies, and he got arrested. He's gotten arrested like 2 times in the last like 3 weeks. Right. One, he was drunk. He was drunk in a bar, got into like a little fight or whatever, and then a week later. You don't have
time for movies, but you have time to watch celebrity
news.
The gossip, yeah.
I watch news. I mean, people post it on Facebook. Gossip. It's like the newspaper. I just read it. That's all I do. Did you just burp?
I did.
I'm like, what did she turn away from me?
I wanted to get in the camera.
I thought she was like disgusted by me for a second. I'm like, God,
she could have played it off too. Nobody even heard it. I didn't hear it.
I thought you guys heard it.
That's what that smell is. I'm kidding.
You wish. You wish you smelled my chai latte burp.
I'm gonna smell it when I open that door in a minute. No, he got arrested again. The second time he got arrested, he got somebody. He threw a chair at somebody and hit a chick in the head or something. But he has issues. That's the thing. I mean,
everybody does.
But at what point do we like everybody right now is like feeling bad for him? Like, oh, he obviously has to have mental issues or whatever. And I'm not saying mental. No, I mean,
certain people just shouldn't drink. Then go get yourself some fucking help. There you go. I mean, that's like, you know what? I'm totally the opposite of an enabler. Like, I will be that person that's like, no, fuck. Like, if I fuck up like that, hard love, homie. Like, no.
I don't know. It's gonna be a tough spot for him too, because like they just recorded the Flash movie. It's gonna come out this summer, right? Warner Brothers is like literally like tempting to freaking reboot the whole thing because they don't know what to do with them because they can't keep them on.
But that, to me, that's like the problem with like consistently using the same fucking actors. I'm sorry, but like, okay, we understand this person is great, but give somebody else a fucking shot. You know what I mean?
Well, they did give him a shot.
I know.
He was relatively a nobody.
So he's fucking up. Give somebody else a shot now.
No, I get that. I get that.
I don't
but
think I know who you're talking about.
Show her a picture of. Don't look at me like that. You know you want to look at your phone. You've been dying to.
Someone's phone vibrated like a little bit ago.
My phone's on the floor,
and mine's on mute.
John. But he was a relatively, newish kind of. He's not newish, but like this was one of his bigger roles or whatever. So I mean, my thing with him, and the only thing in contrary of what you just said is, if you're gonna be a superhero, we can't keep switching superheroes every other flick.
No,
that you can't do. Like if you have Chris Evans as Captain America, you can't hire a new Chris. You can't hire a new Captain America.
I'm sorry to go there, but consistently, like it's white people as superheroes. Yeah, he's not fairly newer. Like he's been in all like those Grimwald movies,
Really?
He's
I thought I was like one of his first like big fucking film roles.
That whole like Grimwald.
Okay.
It's whatever. I don't know. He's been in like 2 or 3 of them or something like that. But he's, co-starred with Johnny Depp and a lot of other actors. You know what I mean? But no, I'm sorry. That's not.
And they're not white actors. A lot of them are British. So we want to say it right. We need to get rid of British actors because British actors are the ones that are taking all
Caucasian.
That's 50-50 in my book too.
But no, I just mean like as far as superhero goes, like I know in the comics they are originally that color, but like change it up a little bit. We are a diverse world. Like I don't know.
I will start an argument right now. Do you think would you think it'd be fair if they switched up a character that wasn't white and was a different race and made him white? Would you be okay with that?
I mean,
so let's say Miles Morales, for example. He's another Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So he's black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
If they made him white, would you be okay with that? But you just said that it doesn't matter what the comic book says. It
doesn't matter, right?
It only matters when it's a black or
how long ago were those comic books written is my point. The Miles Morales one is fairly newer, right? And why did they create that one?
Not necessarily, but sure. Let's just say it's something that's popular now than it was. It existed. It just wasn't a popular thing. There's been multiple Spider-Mans for a long time.
All right. Well, I'm not.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is to just go with diversity here is that we kind of have this same like, okay, well let's throw a couple roles of like this, and then we have black actors, and we have this and we have that, and then they like will change it up for other things, and things are becoming more diverse, and I respect that. But I just feel like you have like these main superhero movies, and I think there's one that came out that I think it was something else. I can't remember right now. My brain is tired now. But my brain said sleep.
This conversation got serious.
But I just think that, when we have stuff like that, and this is what we're showing our kids, and we see how popular that these movies have gotten, like in Canto and whatever else, you know what I mean? Like you look at that and you're like, well, why? But because there's like a mainstream of everybody here, and it's nice to see that. So I don't know. To me, it's just like, okay, Batman has always been white, but how many different renditions of Batman have we done?
We know of the mainstream Batman. That's the only one.
But what I'm saying is, how many different Batmans do we have?
Multiple.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's been a lot.
But that's my point. That's my point.
No, I got you. I get what you're saying.
Who's your favorite actor?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, let's get rid of him. Let's get somebody else.
I love Gary Oldman. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not saying I don't like white actors. I love them, but it's just constantly when you see like the same thing over and over again, but yet we're still trying to create diversity. Like, why don't we create it in another way?
But creating diversity to me would be creating something new. You got to remember, this is my thing has always been, I respect the writer. So if the writer, if Stan Lee created a character, that should be respected. So if Stan Lee created Captain America to be the all-American white boy, that should be respected. The same way we respect that Black Panther is an African-American.
Yeah, but
the same way. Because there are plenty, there's nothing stopping anyone from writing a comic book right now with an African-American superhero. Nothing. And if that comes out, we should respect that.
No, for sure. I get that. I completely understand your point.
Like right now, I'm kind of upset about the Miles Morales thing. Not upset because I don't really care, but I argue it because
Jaden Smith.
Whatever. I don't even know who's going to play it, but whatever. So in the comic book, Miles Morales, listen to the name, right? Miles Morales. He's black and Puerto Rican. So I don't want to see 100% African American playing this character because then I'm going to complain the same way everybody else complains. So if it's Jaden Smith, then we need to recast him.
Yeah.
Because he should be half black and half Puerto Rican. Now I'm just doing it for argument's sake.
Or it could be Dominican. You know what I mean?
No,
it's just anybody that,
but he should be Hispanic.
No, I mean I don't think it. Okay, like that. Okay, that's no. I think that's no, because you're going against what people can also play. Like so, for me, I can cast as ethnically ambiguous. Well, you know what I mean?
The Smith kid doesn't look Hispanic.
No, not at all. It should definitely be somebody that's listen.
I thought you were Syrian.
Listen, stop.
It should definitely be what? Thought I was serious about
like no, a Syrian.
Oh, Syrian. No, I've gotten like Middle Eastern. Yeah, I've gotten Hawaiian. I've gotten Filipino. I've gotten like all these like crazy things.
Yeah.
People have come at me with crazy stuff. But, the majority of the time, I think I get Puerto Rican. I think I get that a lot.
Yeah, I can see it.
But
yeah. I said here,
like,
yeah.
Here, yeah. Okay. But, I forgot what I was.
We were debating over the fact that
ambiguous.
So like so then that's to say like so for those parts I can't go for that because I'm specifically Mexican. I think as long as it's along like the Hispanic, along the lines of
but
Hispanic,
we're still following the source material is what I'm saying. So technically,
yeah, but I think
Hispanic,
that's like again, it's typecasting. So if it's like Hispanic and they fit the role and they look like it, but it shouldn't be somebody that's not of that somewhat of the culture, right?
That's how it should or it shouldn't. It shouldn't. So again, I will go back and say then it should be the same rule because fair is fair, right? The same rule should apply is if, for example, the guy who played Black Panther, he just passed away. So if they recast him as, I don't know, give me Brad Pitt. Cool?
Black Panther has a whole it's a whole thing. Like there's a story behind that.
It's
you can't change Black Panther, but you can change the other ones because they're it's white America, bro. Like you could change. We gotta change white America.
Hold on.
It's not fucking white America. America was not originally white.
Hold on. Here's the thing.
I don't think you're fucking understanding me. You're just not getting it.
I understand. No. Hold on. It's that. I understand. The thing is,
I'm gonna take my belt off right now.
Listen, real quick. Hold on. I understand. The thing is, you're using your logic and not using it at the same time for what you're trying to defend.
No, I don't think you're just. I think that you're missing my point and you're seeing your point, and I get it. I get your point.
This is your point when it comes to the Black Panther, right? The fact that he's black. And the fact that it's in the comic book that it's black, it should be a black actor. And I agree 100%. It should never change. Same way Training Day, if they ever remake Training Day, it shouldn't be anybody who's not black playing Alonzo. I agree. But the same thing has to go for every other role because we cannot pick and choose because that's not fair. That's preference.
So they remade Steel Magnolias and they remade it. Do you know Steel Magnolias?
Fuck, you're talking about a movie from like the 80s, right?
Right. So that was an all-white cast back in the day, okay?
Sure.
They remade it, I don't know how many years ago, with an all-black cast. So they shouldn't have done that.
Was it appropriate?
Oh,
I mean, there's new movies we can make. I like how you said, shit can be written.
Well, see, here's the thing. You picked the wrong, like...
But see, okay...
Black Panther has like
I agree 100%.
He doesn't agree because he's arguing.
I am not saying it should be changed.
Oh, John's talking. Wait, let him
But what she's saying is for like James Bond. You don't know where he came from. He could be white, he could be black. There's no like backstory to his like.
I'm not saying I disagree with that. I agree with that. I am using characters that are established. Sorry. I'm using characters that are established in the comic book, in the material, to be a certain race. That to me should be respected. It's like, okay.
So did they say like, okay, but it doesn't say Caucasian Batman, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's just what he is in that comic.
It actually does.
Does it?
Yeah. He's a white male.
But does it say that?
Yes.
Fucking Bruce pull Wayne it up says right now.
That's what it says. Same thing with like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the American boy who lives in Queens.
But Queens could be anything. He could be a fucking mix.
Yeah, there's some
there's
things
there's like you can play with it a little bit.
I am a fan. The same way I respect.
But hold on.
The same way I respect.
You said respect the creator, right?
You're pissing me off.
Respect the writer, right?
But it's not.
He's dead. He's not.
That has nothing to do with anything.
He's not gonna,
that has nothing to do with
He's
anything.
not gonna fight you. No, but I mean, honestly, okay. But if you think about the root of like America, right? There's a lot of racism behind it. So when you think about stuff that was originally written, do we still hold that to fact? Do we still hold you still hold shit to fact, like even in history? You know what I mean? History and in the social studies books that we learned growing up isn't necessarily facts, but it's what they wanted us to know, right? We think of Thanksgiving as a day of fucking Native Americans sitting down with the Pilgrims and they were eating with them. Like, no, that's not
what happened.
Really what happened.
What? that was a lot.
That's
they have a big ass fucking turkey.
Where's the little button that's like poop? Like it just like pow.
Yeah, we don't have one of those.
What the fuck?
I only got 6, and I need 2 for things.
Make my own little animation here.
Listen. I agree. I agree with you when it comes to roles that we don't know what they can be anything. I understand that. I get that. But my argument has always been with the source material. Okay, the source material should always be what it is. If the writer chose for a character to be African American, it should be African American. That's what I think. 100%. 100%, and that shouldn't change.
No,
the same way if they redo it.
I agree with that, but I just feel like comics you can play around with a little bit.
But then if you're saying that
comics aren't specifically a script, they change it for Hollywood anyway.
I agree with you, but then again, I bring you the question: would it be okay if let's forget about Black Panther because you want to say the whole Wakanda thing? Cool, forget about Black Panther. Let's recast Falcon and let's make him white, even though he's a black actor. Is that okay?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that he was originally going to be white, but he's
an African American character. In the comic book, he's an African American character.
I don't know comics.
That's what he is.
Okay.
Are we okay with switching him too? Is that cool? I think they shouldn't. I think he should be black.
Important to his backstory. So I mean,
in the comic book, he's black.
But
so is Iron Man's little sidekick originally black?
Rhodey. In the comic books, I think he was, but I remember in the cartoons he was white. No, he was black in the cartoons. But there are plenty of characters that are black in a lot of these comic books. A lot of characters are black or minorities or whatever you want to call them. I don't understand. I think people just want the main roles, but the main roles were created by someone who made a choice. He made a choice. We can't argue with what he chose. That was his choice. You know, it's the truth.
Okay, that's him.
It would be like the whole Red Skull thing. Like the Red Skull is he's part of like Nazi Germany and all that stuff over there. I mean, are we just gonna change that too? I mean, we have to kind of respect the fact that he was part of that.
But going back to the history thing, because now like it's like okay, but they've changed what they've wanted to change, but then there's certain stuff they'll leave. You feel me?
Sure.
So I'm just saying that it's possible.
I'm not saying it's not impossible. I am a fan of respecting what was written. And what was written by the creator, and that should be respected. And if the character happened to be black, let him be black. I don't think he should be recast.
If you have, say that Stan Lee was alive, and then he'd be like, all right, well, fuck it.
But it doesn't matter if Stan Lee is alive or not. You still have to respect the writer. I mean, do we not read Shakespeare? But we respect Shakespeare. We don't change it, do we?
No, but they do cast different diversities throughout Shakespeare because although it was originally written for white people or whatever, you know, you see theater productions and it's very diverse.
Sure.
You know? So it's not like they're like.
But that's a choice. I'm just saying what my opinion is on how this should work.
No, I
think the safest way is
your opinion is just aggressive.
It's not aggressive. I'm the opposite.
No, you're very aggressive. Do you feel the heat?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think the aggression comes from the people that want change.
It got a little serious.
Yeah, it did. No, you see the bug in his eye? He's like, nee.
I'm really not. I really think the aggression. Hold on.
Now you're chill.
No, it's not about being chill.
Really not.
It's not about being chill. It's the truth. The aggression isn't with me because what I want to happen is on the page. I don't want anything to change. The aggression is coming from the people that want change.
Okay, so get
That's
this.
Aggression.
So one of the things that in my earlier acting shit, whatever. Again, my brain sleepy, but it was for it's like something extra, something. I don't know. It's a Facebook page though.
Like extra, like the TV show. Like
no, it's like
it's
a extraordinary casting.
Okay, yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
They posted something about a mom and a boy, Hispanic, and they wanted to cast like I don't know if they were, I don't remember at this point what they were casting. I'm sure if I went way back I could find it because I was super pissed about it. But I reached out and I'm like, yeah, me and my son can do it. And she's like, all right, awesome. Send me in your pictures. Send her in the pictures. Pretty much booked me. Okay. She fucking hit me up the next day and goes, oh, sorry, we got rid of the role. But damn, okay, that happens. I go back and I read the fucking post. They recasted it as a Caucasian. So you're telling me that they don't do that all the time for ethnic people, but we can't role reverse that and just, I mean, if it fits, if you have somebody, say you fucking went in and you read for a part, right? I apply for shit for white people because who's the fuck to say I'm not Italian? Because I've gotten Italian before, you know? I don't give a fuck. I'll do it. That's just me.
Sicilian.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure if I check my blood, I do. Like my grandma's got European in her. Sure. You know what I mean? So whatever. So I just like think about, I forgot. I lost my chain. It's gone.
Oh, so you have like she has personal things towards it because it happened to her.
But you know, so I think about that, and so when I know like a lot of people that they've done that to, but I was like so personally offended because the lady told me, oh, we cut the part, and instead they fucking cut it to a white mom, and I was like, but it was for Hispanic, and so, but just with how, like, you know, when we were kids, it was very more diverse on TV. Right. And it's starting to come back a little bit more. I feel like when we were kids and like early 2000s and then out of nowhere, it kind of like just went back to like, oh, no, this is getting too diverse. We got to go back to. That's how I feel when I was watching TV. I never watched TV as a kid and imagined myself
I don't know. I mean, I guess when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of black shows. So I used to watch like the Wayans brothers and Martin. And
no, so
Fresh
did
Prince.
I. That's what I'm saying. It was diverse then.
But that's not diversity. Because there was no mixes in those shows.
No, but when you see
and when white people were portrayed in those shows, they were portrayed as dumbasses,
nerdy and whatever. Yeah, okay, it's wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying they were doing the same thing.
You had shows with white families, and then you had shows with black.
But there was a while when that stopped. You know, for me, at least when I was watching TV, I felt like there was a while when that stopped where it was primarily white, you know, and then you had show like Wizards of Waverly Place come out and you're like, wow, where did that come from? You know, and then by that time I'm older and I'm like, okay.
Big fan of that.
It was something. Yeah, that's such a good show.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Selena Gomez.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Bam.
Elena Gomez. That's what my son used to say. He was like, he loved Elena Gomez. But, you know, and so I think about that or like, okay, so for me, a big eye opener when I first started acting or getting into acting was Gina Rodriguez. You guys know Gina Rodriguez and Jane the Virgin? No?
Sure. Let me look her up. Go ahead.
She's Puerto Rican. Support your comedian. She's from Chicago.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
All right.
You don't know who it is either.
I do know.
But I've seen that, and this is, you know, a short Puerto Rican girl, thick, you know, like not your... You know, you would just think that if they're going to pick someone, it was going to be someone small build and whatever. She's this thick woman that's, you know, playing this innocent kind of girl fighting with, you know, her religion because, you know, she's dealing with everyday life. Yeah. But it was just I was like, wow, I can do this. Like, if she could fucking do this, I can do this. You know, but it's not something that you see regularly, right? So what I'm just saying on that is if they can change it for other things, they can be changed. You know, it can be changed. I'm not saying it needs to be or it's definitive. And if they don't do this, it's not going to get better. No, what I'm saying is that it can be.
I think in those situations, like the one you just explained, yes. Absolutely, because anybody can change I
go back to the original script shit.
I
agree with you. I'm just saying there's a possibility. There is room for change.
Look at how aggressive she is.
Well, he just doesn't like. I'm agreeing with you.
I thought I was the aggressor. Listen, I agree.
Girl, the fucking water bottle.
I agree with certain things. I agree with partially what you said. I can agree with that.
No, you don't.
I mean, again, it's the same thing.
What else were we talking about? What do we need to come back to
now? Anyways, besides that, did you have a good time?
Not at all.
Oh, that's a shame. John. It's only just gonna skip her. We're not gonna keep. Okay. Besides the
yeah. Do you want me to? Yeah.
Tell the truth.
No, I had a great
people
time.
You don't ever come here anymore. I'm just kidding.
No,
Not you. I didn't say.
I'm gonna like right in the camera and say that. No, no.
Just make sure you spill coffee on their way in.
It wasn't coffee. It was chai. I don't drink coffee. No, I had an amazing time. Like honestly, I'm a very social, talkative person, but it's not always easy coming like into a new environment and being that. So I felt really comfortable right away. I mean, you seen the jokes I was cracking. So, you know.
Right on.
Yeah.
John, you seem like you want to say something funny.
No, I'm good. What am I going to say?
He wants to pop a titty.
I'm not. Oh
he wants
my
to show
God.
You his,
See,
splotch of a tattoo.
You can have everybody thinking that I do that shit on purpose. I did that to try to impress. I literally did not even know.
No one said you were trying to impress.
No, it wasn't trying to impress anything. It was
whatever.
Just like, it was more like yeah. You know what I mean?
No, it was nothing like that.
Whatever.
I mean, you work out. It's cool, bro.
No,
show off your guns. We get it.
I hate that. No, it's nothing like that. I swear on it.
So you're telling me you don't walk around like this?
No.
Does he?
No.
Does he?
I will not comment. I will respect.
No comment. I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. John, you're good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Madam, anything else? Anywhere people can find you, social medias, anything like that?
Oh,
if you want to disclose.
My IG is sable.selena, SABLE.SELENA. I forgot how to spell my name.
Jesus.
Wow.
And Facebook is Sable Selena. So
cool.
Yeah.
John, you're good?
Yeah.
Madam, everything good?
Everything's great.
All right. I'd like to thank everyone who tuned in. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion, and if you don't agree with it, you can piss off.